Hello Valadez students, Mr. Keller here again on Tuesday, May 5th, 2020. Today we're going to be going over our types of colleges, part 2. 2 weeks ago we looked at public universities and private universities. Today we're going to look at some different types of colleges and universities. So the same Google Doc that you used last time, we're going to add to that today. So part 1 and part 2 should all be on the same Google Doc, and then you will submit it. Remember last time I did not have you submit it. So if you have not done part 1 yet, go click on part 1, watch the video. You'll be kind of walked through some instructions, and then come back here to part 2 once you finish part 1. If you're already done with part 1, just open those notes up and we'll continue just like how we did part 1. Once you're done today, make sure you submit the notes, and that's it for today. One thing I did want to mention as well, for this week, there will be no scholar group question. No scholar group question. Mr. Keller is reworking the way we've been doing scholar groups, so just be on the lookout for some information about that next week. So no scholar groups this week. However, we will be having a live Kahoot on Thursdays. So with my 2 Avid classes, I'm gonna have you guys, the tutors, everyone come into the Zoom session, and we will have a little bit of fun by doing a Kahoot. So the main assignment this week is to finish up these notes, and then when you're done, if you want to join us on Thursday, it's not mandatory, it's optional. Come play a Kahoot with us on Thursday. We'll do basically one serious one, then we'll do one fun one serious one fun one. So one will be about math, then one could be about cartoons, then one can be about science, then it can be about cars. My point is, we'll have a little bit of fun on Thursday while I'm reworking the whole scholar group process. So keep that in mind. Thursday at 10 o'clock, we still will have a Zoom session, but it'll be a little more fun this time. So just keep that in mind. Tutors will be there, I'll be there. And that's pretty much it. Let's get started on the notes today. We did finish last time with private universities. So right now we're gonna look at, as you can see from the notes right here, community colleges. So add the section under notes for community colleges. Make sure when I'm talking about community colleges, you add two details to our section about community colleges. So let's go ahead and get started. Community colleges, as you can see, some of the examples of really well-known community colleges around here are Fullerton College, Orange Coast College, Santiago Canyon College, and Cypress College. These are all pretty well-known community colleges and are some of the more popular ones in the area. What you need to know about community colleges is there is thousands and thousands of them throughout the country. These are the popular ones around here. People tend not to travel to community colleges for the most part, so people who do attend community colleges typically do so locally. So if you're gonna go to community college, it's not very often that you're gonna go across the country or to another state to attend community college. Most people just go to the ones near them because it's just the easiest thing to do, and it allows them to kind of continue living their life in the same way, but they take a few extra classes here and there. So most people attend local community colleges. Now, one of the big reasons why people attend community colleges is they are cheaper, much cheaper than public and private universities. It's gonna save you a lot of money to attend a community college. Now that has its pluses and its minuses. Typically at a community college, depending on your degree, you can graduate in as little as 2 years. And when you graduate a community college, what you get is an associate's degree. So it's not quite the same as a bachelor's degree. An associate's degree is a different degree than a bachelor's degree. Most people in the working world would consider a bachelor's degree a level above an associate's degree, but that's not at all to say an associate's degree is bad to have. It's still pretty good to have. It means you've done more than just get a high school education. Community colleges tend to accept just about everyone that applies. So if your grades weren't that great in high school, your odds of getting into a community college are gonna be a lot better than say getting into USC or UCLA. It's just easier you get into a community college. And because of that, you're not gonna get the same degree as you would at a public or private university. So what a lot of people do is they'll attend a community college for 2 years. Some of them will get their associate's degree, some of them won't. But what a lot of people will do is they'll attend a community college for 2 years. They'll get really good grades, they'll do really well, and then what they'll actually let you do is you can transfer to a public or private university. So if you handle your business at a community college, that's 2 years that you won't have to do at a public or private university. Essentially, if you want to save a little bit of money, you do 2 years at say Fullerton College, transfer to USC, and do 2 years at USC. So you've done your 4 years, but for 2 of those years, you were paying a lot less tuition. And it's a really good option for people that just need a little help financially, and it can save you a lot of money. And there's pros and cons to all of this. You won't get the 4-year college experience, obviously, but you will get your degree. You will get your bachelor's degree if you graduate from USC, even if you only go there for 2 years after transferring from a community college. So the good news with community colleges is you have a lot of flexibility. So if you want to get your associate's degree, you can get your associate's degree. If you just want to learn some things about, new topics that you never thought about, you can go take some classes. Anyone can take classes at a community college. And then finally, if you want to go there for 2 years and then transfer to a 4-year university like a UCLA or a Cal State LA, you can do that. I think as Avid students, you should all be focused on attending a 4-year university if possible. And if money is a concern, scholarships are available. We won't get into that too much during this lesson, but as you continue in Avid, you will learn more about scholarships. The point is you can pay for college. That's not going to be an issue as long as you work hard. I think community colleges for a lot of Avid students and a lot of students not in Avid are a great plan B. You can go there and then still, work your way up to doing what you want. And if you end up attending a community college and that's your goal, that's okay too. So it's a place to go where there's a lot of flexibility. And Mr. Keller really, really believes that, for whatever reason you can't do a 4-year university, you should be going to community college after high school. That was a lot of information about community colleges. Again, make sure you add 2 details. Now we're gonna look at other types of colleges, and that's not to say that these are better or worse than what I've outlined for you. They're just a little different, and only a very, very specific group of people are going to these colleges. So let's take a look at what we got here. So first of all, we have military academies. Now when looking at other types of universities, I tend to get the most questions about military academies, which we got right here. In military academies, those are just typically for students who are interested in serving in the armed forces. Doesn't mean you need to get on, the front lines with, where the actual combat is, but there's people that want to become doctors and nurses and things like that. They want to get into technology. There's people like that who do attend military academies. So it doesn't necessarily mean you want to fight or anything like that, but military academies are definitely very specific. You have to have a very, very specific interest in something related to the military to want to attend a university like that. I would not recommend attending a military academy if you weren't interested in joining the armed forces. So some of the more famous military academies include West Point, which is an Army university, and actually when I went to Colorado College in Colorado, we had the Air Force Academy, about an hour away. So the Air Force Academy, also a very, very famous military institution. And that's of course if you want to be a pilot or go into any field with planes or aviation or anything like that. So that is an option after high school. Another type of university, and these are becoming less common every year. We have same-sex universities, and what this means basically are there universities where it's either all girls or all boys, and for various reasons that's just not as popular today. And most of these universities that exist, they tend to be all girls schools. So one of the more famous ones around here is Scripps, and Scripps is part of the Pomona colleges over in Claremont in the Pomona area, and it's an all girls school. So if you're interested in going to an all girls or an all boys school, same-sex universities do exist. Again, not that popular today, but there's some really, really good same-sex universities, and these are just for students who are interested in going to school with the people of the same gender. Finally, we have religious universities, and one of the more popular ones, especially when it comes to sports and athletics, is BYU. And BYU stands for Brigham Young University. This one is located in Utah. Religious universities are a really good idea if you have a strong faith and you want to be around other people that share that faith. Religious university might be perfect for you if you want to practice that faith with other people just like you. The only thing Mr. Keller would add about religious universities is just to know that while pretty much all colleges and universities have academic expectations, religious universities might have religious expectations. So it might mean they have a few extra rules or guidelines or anything like that, that are specific in practicing that religion. So if you have a strong faith and you want to study faith and you want to learn more about your faith, then attending a religious university is probably not a bad idea. As far as these other universities, just keep in mind, I went over them very briefly, simply because they're just not as popular as the other universities I talked about. However, I don't want you to get confused and think that I think these are somehow worse or anything like that. Everyone should have the option to go where they want after high school. If you want to join the military, if you want to be around people of just your gender, if you want to practice your religion, you have the option to do that, is the point. So that's why I present these options to you, is because, you know, Mr. Keller wants to show you that it's not just public and private. There are other options if you wish to pursue them. And my job isn't to sit here and judge or tell you which one to go to. I just want to present all of the options that you have in front of you. So with that being said, make sure you review your notes, go back and make sure you highlight 3 words, put a question mark, make sure you underline the most important part of your notes. And then if you can, add a picture to the side. Remember, that one's optional. Once you're done with that, please go ahead and turn and talk to someone at your house if there's someone nearby. If not, no problem. And then once you're done, add 2 questions. And these questions can be about community colleges, or they can be about the other types of universities that we discussed. Either one are okay with me. 2 questions. Please share that question with someone at your house if they are available. And then finally, of course, we need to add a summary. So looking back on our whole set of notes, looking back on public universities, private universities, let's look at all of it. Why, remember I talked about why even go to college? That was the first thing I talked about with this presentation. So look at it, and then please go ahead and fill out your summary. There's some sentence frames right here. So please use these 3 sentence frames to construct your summary. Once you're done with that, it would be fantastic if you read that summary to someone at your house. If not, no worries. And with that, we are done with our notes. So please submit these notes once you are all done, turn them in, and don't just forget about them. We will come back to these because very, very soon, Mr. Keller is gonna have you research a few colleges. So start thinking about which universities you would be interested in learning more about, whether it's military universities, public universities, private universities, community colleges. You can think of where your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, someone in your family might have attended. Think about what schools you're gonna wanna research, and then keep an eye out for that coming up in the next few weeks. We'll be doing a college research project. So with all that said, make sure you turn in your notes. Hope everyone's doing well, hope everyone's staying safe. Remember, Thursday at 10 o'clock, we will be having a live Kahoot over Zoom with all the Avid students from my class. So tutors will join us, I'll be there. Come by 10 o'clock on Thursday. 10 o'clock on Thursday, have a little bit of fun. Please stay safe, please be well, please read, please don't just play video games or watch TikTok the whole time. Please talk to your family, please be well, and I will see you all very soon, hopefully. Take care, guys, bye.